Okay, hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the first unit, which is about the nutrition and excretion. Okay, so basically the nutrition, it is required for the development, for growth, as well as for survival of all the living organisms, right? That means सजीवांना जगण्यासाठी ऊर्जेची गरज असते. जे काय अन्न ते खातात त्या अन्नाची त्यांना गरज असते. सो विदाउट एनर्जी और विदाउट द न्यूट्रिएंट देर विल बी नो प्रॉपर डेव्हलपमेंट, राईट, और देर विल बी नो एनी प्रॉपर ग्रोथ, और द लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम्स विल फेल टू सर्वाइव. ओके, so as to survive, the nutrients are essential. Okay, so there are different ways to gain the nutrition. Okay, for example, the plants, there are animals, microorganisms, there are fungal species, right? So living organisms, they gain the nutrients by various ways. Okay, and basically the animals, okay, not plants, okay, plants are excluded. The animals generally they feed on the other living organisms. That means they ingest, then they digest, absorb and assimilate the food material or the nutrients, right? So as to gain energy, they feed on other living organisms, okay, the animals. That means from that food material they get all the required nutrients. Okay, so basically animals, they ingest the food material, then they digest it, absorb it and assimilate it. Okay, so this is the way to gain the nutrition in case of animals. But while as in plants, the plants are green in color, okay, because of chlorophyll pigment. So basically plants, they synthesize their own food material. Plants synthesize their own food material. So based on the type of nutrition, we can classify the living organisms as autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. So autotrophic or autotrophs means the plants and some animals such as volvox, okay, or euglena. The some plants and animals like volvox, euglena, they can prepare or synthesize their own food material by the process of photosynthesis. That's why the plants and the animals like volvox, euglena are called as autotrophic. Okay, so based on the method of nutrition, the animals can be, or the living organisms can be categorized as the autotrophic and heterotrophic. So autotrophic means what? The plants and certain organisms such as euglena, volvox, they synthesize their own food material by using simple inorganic molecules such as water vapors, carbon dioxide, and they use the energy of sunlight to produce the large molecules. Okay, so simple inorganic molecules are used in the presence of sunlight, the energy of sunlight is used, and more complex form of food material is produced. So that process is known as photosynthesis. Okay, so autotrophic nutrition, such organisms synthesize their own food material. So autotroph can be classified as photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. So photosynthesis are simple inorganic molecules such as carbon dioxide, water vapors are used, and this reaction takes place in the presence of sunlight to produce more large and complex molecules or the energy molecules. Okay, so that is what known as the photosynthesis. So basically photosynthesis requires the chlorophyll pigment. Okay. Then second type of autotrophic nutrition is the chemosynthesis. Chemosynthesis. Okay. The microorganisms such as Chylommonas, okay, they synthesize their own food material by the process of oxidation. Okay. So here in this process of chemosynthesis, sunlight is not required. But by certain chemical reactions, they produce their own food material. Okay, so simple molecules, they react together, basically oxidation happens and large energy molecules are formed, and that process is called as chemosynthesis. So in chemosynthesis there is no need of sunlight, but in photosynthesis sunlight is essential. So for autotrophic nutrition can be seen in plants and certain green animals such as Volvox euglena. Okay, and in chemosynthesis the energy molecules are synthesized by the chemical reaction. Okay, chemical oxidation reaction. Example is Chylommonas. Okay, so autotrophic nutrition. Then second type, heterotrophic nutrition. So basically heterotrophic nutrition means what? The organisms having heterotrophic nutrition, they cannot synthesize their own food material. So as to gain the food or the nutrient, they depend on the other living organisms, or they feed on other living organisms. Either they feed on animals or plants or on a both. Okay, and some heterotrophs, they decompose the dead organic matter. So as to gain the energy. Okay, so basically through the diet of heterotrophs, they get the ready-made food. In heterotrophic nutrition, what happens? They get the ready-made food material in the form of complex carbohydrates or the proteins or the fats. Okay, so carbohydrate is the ready-made source of energy. Then fat is the kind of a reservoir food material. Okay, so that fat is generally preserved. Okay, it is the energy rich source of food material, but it is basically stored. Then proteins. Okay, so proteins are used to form the amino acids, or amino acids are used to form the large complex proteins, and proteins are the building blocks of body. So proteins are very essential so as to proper development of living organisms. That's why they are called as building blocks of organisms, right? So here the heterotrophic nutrition can be of holozoic type, parasitic type or saprophytic type. Holozoic, parasitic or saprophytic type of nutrition can be seen in heterotrophic nutrition, right? So holozoic nutrition means what? Basically it consists of ingestion. So ingestion means what? The food material is intake and then digested, then absorbed, then assimilated. Okay, so in holozoic nutrition the animals, they feed on other living organism. So they ingest, ते पहिल्यांदा काय करतात? खातात, त्यानंतर डायजेस्ट होतं, डायजेस्ट झालेलं फूड रक्तामध्ये ऍब्सॉर्ब केलं जातं आणि ऍब्सॉर्ब केलेलं जे फूड असेल ते बॉडीमध्ये डिफरंट बॉडी पार्ट्सला, सेल्सला, ऑर्गन्सला ते डिस्ट्रीब्यूट केलं जातं. त्याला म्हटलं जातं ऍसिमिलेशन. सो होलोझोइक न्यूट्रिशन मध्ये काय केलं जातं? फूड इंजेस्ट केलं जातं. जसं फॉर एक्झाम्पल वी ह्युमन बीइंग, वी इनटेक दी फूड मटेरियल, राईट? आपण ते फूड जे आहे ते कंझ्युम करतो बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ ingestion, right? Then when that food enters into the digestive tract, into the stomach, the different digestive enzymes acts upon the complex food material, right? then that complex food material is converted into the simple form. Then that simple form of food material is then absorbed into the blood, and with the help of blood, this simple form of food material is circulated throughout the body, right? Assimilation. Excuse me, sorry. Then second type of heterotrophic nutrition is parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition. So in parasitic nutrition, what happens? There are certain living organisms, or there are some plants which do not prepare their own food material, or they do not ingest the other living organism, but they survive inside or outside the other living organism. So as to get the food and shelter, they depend on other living organism. Parasite. Okay, so in parasitic nutrition, there are two types of parasite: ectoparasite and endoparasite. So ectoparasite means what? The such living organisms which attach themselves, or they gain the food from exterior of their host by living exterior to the host. म्हणजे असे पॅरासाइट की शरीराच्या बाहेरून राहून त्यांचे न्यूट्रिएंट जे आहेत त्या होस्टच्या बॉडीमधून ते मिळवतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल मॉस्किटो हा कोणत्या टाईपचा पॅरासाइट येतो? तर ectoparacyte, right? Then comes bedbug, head louse. These are some examples of ectoparasite. Okay. Then comes endoparasite. So the endoparasite, they live inside the body of host. And by living inside the body of host, they get the nutrient as well as the shelter from their host, right? So the example of ectoparasite, for example, tapeworm in Platyhelminthes. Tapeworm belongs to phylum Platyhelminthes. So tapeworm is there. Then liver fluke. Okay. So it is also the example of endoparasite. Then there are other examples of endoparasites too. Okay. So parasitic nutrition. So parasite cannot survive without host. Okay. So as to survive, the parasite requires the host. So parasitic nutrition. Then the third type of heterotrophic nutrition is saprophytic nutrition. So in saprophytic nutrition, generally the organism, they decompose. What happens in saprophytic nutrition? They decompose the dead organic matter. Decompose the dead organic matter. Okay, in the saprophytic nutrition, they decompose the dead organic matter, and by decomposing, they retains or they gain the required nutrition. So for example, all the fungal species, generally fungus, they are known as saprophyte. Okay, or there are decomposing bacteria which decompose the dead organic matter, and they gain the required nutrients by decomposing the dead organic matter. Okay, so these are the different examples of saprophytic nutrition. Okay, so autotrophic nutrition, they prepare their own food material by two ways, okay, photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, for example, plants, and there are some green organisms or animals such as Volvox euglena, they prepare their own food material by the process of photosynthesis, right? So in photosynthesis, what happens? The simple inorganic molecules such as carbon dioxide, water vapors, they are react together in presence of sunlight, and the energy molecules such as glucose is formed. Photosynthesis. So photosynthesis requires the chlorophyll pigment. Okay. Then in chemosynthesis, there are certain bacterial species, Chilomonas. So they prepare their own food material by oxidation reaction. That means they gain the nutrition through chemical reaction. So here sunlight is not essential, is not required. chemosynthesis. Heterotrophic nutrition, holozoic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition. So in holozoic nutrition, they ingest, they feed on the other living organisms such as plants, animals, or both. Then in holozoic nutrition, after the ingestion, digestion takes place, absorption takes place, assimilation takes place. Then comes parasitic nutrition. So in parasitic nutrition, the animal, it lives inside or the outside of the host. Okay, so to gain the energy or to nutrient or to survive, such parasite requires the host. Okay, then comes saprophytic nutrition. So in saprophytic nutrition, they decompose the dead organic matter. For example, fungus, the fungus is best known as saprophyte. Okay, so fungal species are saprophytic. Okay, so they decompose the dead organic matter. So the first unit, it is basically comparative study of nutritional apparatus. Comparative study of nutritional apparatus. So nutritional apparatus means what? So how the food is engulfed or ingested, then how food is digested, how it is absorbed, and how it is assimilated. So basically nutritional apparatus, it refers to the digestive system or the food and feeding mechanism. The nutritional apparatus, it refers to the food and feeding mechanism with the help of digestive system, food and feeding. So what type of food they eat and how that food is ingested and how it is digested, it is comes under the comparative study of nutritional apparatus. So the first example here is amoeba. Okay, so amoeba, it has no shape. Okay, so amoeba, it has no symmetry. It is the example of asymmetry, right? So it does not have any kind of shape, but it has this streaming cytoplasm. Streaming, that means moving cytoplasm, and it has a very flexible cell wall or cell membrane called as plasma membrane. It is very flexible. Okay, so in case of amoeba, the food is intake in the form of food vacuole, and that food vacuole then circulated within the cytoplasm. That food vacuole is circulated within the cytoplasm. The lysosome get attached to the food vacuole. Lysosomes get attached to the food vacuole, and such food vacuole is circulated into the cytoplasm. So lysosome basically consists of digestive enzymes or hydrolytic enzymes. That hydrolytic enzymes digest the content of food vacuole. Then that simple form of food material after the digestion gets circulated into the cytoplasm. Okay, so there are 4 types of mechanism by which amoeba can gain the food material. 4 methods. Okay, so circumvallation, second circumfluence, the third is import, and the fourth one is invagination. So these are 4 methods by which the amoeba can intake the food material. So at a time, the amoeba can use only one type of method to intake the food material. So either circumvallation or circumfluence or import or invagination. So amoeba has that sense that it can differentiate between the food particle and the sand particle. Okay, so amoeba can recognize, म्हणजे amoeba मध्ये ही सेन्स किंवा ही ॲबिलिटी आहे की तो ओळखू शकतो की सॅन्ड पार्टिकल कोणता आहे, वाळूचा कण कोणता आहे, आणि ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर म्हणजे फूड मटेरियल काय आहे ते तो सहज ओळखू शकतो. ओके, सो या 4 पैकी एका वेळेस कोणतं तरी एकच मेकॅनिझम किंवा मेथड यूज केली जाते बेस्ड ऑन द टाइप ऑफ फूड मटेरियल. ओके, सो हे ज्या 4 मेथड्स आहेत या कशावरती डिपेंड आहे? बेस्ड ऑन द टाइप ऑफ फूड मटेरियल. सो ॲट अ टाइम सर्कमव्हॅल्युएशन होऊ शकतं, सर्कमफ्लुएन्स होऊ शकतं, इम्पोर्ट किंवा इन्व्हॅजिनेशन. सो वी विल सी इन डिटेल each of the process in next lecture. सो आजच्या लेक्चरसाठी फक्त एवढं. ऑटोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन, हेटेरोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन त्याच्यामध्ये असलेले टाइप्स. ओके, सो थँक्यू. बाकीचा जो पार्ट आहे तो आपण नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला म्हणजे उद्या आपण डिस्कस करू. ओके, थँक्यू.